Hello everyone, I'm Shilpa from SpeakSmartEnglish.com. Any language is all about communication, and this communication starts with words and sentences. But what is a sentence? How do we form it? In today's lesson, let's learn this basic grammar topic, sentence. In our conversations, we use a group of words in a specific form and sequence. For example, if I say Mary teaches English, then it is a group of three words arranged in a specific order, which gives you a complete meaning. So we can call it as a sentence. But what if I say Mary English or English teaches or Mary English teaches? Can we call these as sentences? No, because these are just a group of words put together without a proper structure. So what is a sentence? A group of words arranged in a specific order which gives a complete meaning is called as a sentence. A sentence generally has two parts, a subject and a predicate. Like in our example, Mary teaches English. We are talking about Mary. So Mary is the subject of the sentence. And what are we talking about Mary? That she teaches English. So teaches English is the predicate. So in a sentence, we name a person or thing, that is called as the subject part of the sentence, and then we make a statement about this person or thing, that is the predicate part. Let's take some more examples. If I say Michael is a boy, so what are we doing? We are talking about whom? We are talking about Michael. So Michael is the subject of our sentence. And what are we talking about Michael? That he is a boy. So is a boy is the predicate. One more example. Peter loves music. So whom are we talking about? We are talking about Peter. So he is the subject of our sentence. And what about Peter? That Peter loves music. So loves music is the predicate of our sentence. Let's see this example. Delhi is the capital of India. What are we talking about? Delhi. So it is the subject of our sentence. And what is it we are saying about Delhi? That Delhi is the capital of India. So is the capital of India is the predicate of our sentence. Okay, is that clear? So let's have a quick summary. A sentence generally has a subject and a predicate. Okay, what is the subject? What or whom we are talking about is the subject, and the statement which we make about this subject is the predicate of the sentence. Is that clear? Now let's study the types of sentences. There are 4 types of sentences based on their purpose. The first one is assertive or declarative sentence. Those which make statements or assertions. So these type of sentences generally tell you something. They give you some information. For example, Daniel Craig is an actor. Okay, so it is telling you something about Daniel Craig. So it is the assertive or declarative sentence. These type of sentences always end with a full stop. It can be positive or negative. For example, I like tea, I don't like tea. Okay, both these types are called as, both positive and negative are considered as declarative or assertive sentences. What is the second type? It is interrogative sentences. Those which ask questions. For example, what's your name? They always end with a question mark, obviously. And they can be positive as well as negative. For example, do you like tea? Or don't you like tea? The third type of sentence is imperative sentence. Those which make requests or commands or entities. For example, follow me or listen to me carefully. Okay, so these kind of sentences generally tell you to do something. Now, these sentences generally end with a full stop or an exclamation mark or an exclamation point. Most of the times, these sentences don't have a subject because the subject is obvious. It's you, or it can be everyone. For example, if I'm saying do it fast, that means it is ordered to you or addressed to you to do it fast. You should do it fast. Now, these sentences can also be positive and negative. Like if I say run, okay, it is a command, so it's a positive imperative sentence. And if I say don't run, then it's a negative sentence. The fourth type is exclamatory sentence. The kind of sentences which express strong feelings are exclamatory sentences. These sentences generally end with an exclamation mark or an exclamation point. For example, what a pity or how beautiful. Since we are talking about sentences, let's understand the difference between a sentence, a phrase, and a clause, because all three of these are quite similar to each other. We have already studied about what a sentence is, but let's add some more features. Let's understand in a little more detail. So ideally, a sentence must contain at least one subject and one verb. For example, Mark learns English. So whom are we talking about? We're talking about Mark. So Mark is the subject of this sentence. And we are saying Mark learns English. So learn is the verb of this sentence. Now sometimes the subject can be hidden, as we just saw in the case of imperative sentences, because the subject is you or everyone. But the verb must be visible and present, and therefore verb is called as the heart of a sentence. And the last point is, a sentence must express a complete thought, not a fragmented one. Okay, sometimes words can be grouped together but without a subject or a verb. Each word of this group has a meaning, but collectively it does not make complete sense like a sentence. This is called as a phrase. For example, in the corner or after lunch. These phrases can be very short or quite long too. This cannot be used on their own, but as a part of a sentence. For example, the table is in the corner, or I'll meet you after lunch. A group of words that has a subject and a verb is called as a clause. I know what you are thinking about. You will ask me, then why do we need another term? Why should we call it as a clause? Why not just say that it is a sentence? You are partially right. but there is a reason behind having these two separate terms. A clause may or may not be a complete sentence. Let me explain this using some examples. The first example, if I say she opened the door. Now, this group of words has a subject, that is she, and a verb, that is opened. So you can call it as a simple sentence and also a clause, right? So a simple sentence can be called as a clause. But look at the second example. When they arrived. Now in this also you have a subject, they, and arrived, a verb. But can you call it as a complete sentence? No, it's not a complete sentence. It is an incomplete one. But it is a clause. Is that clear? So a sentence may contain a clause as well as a phrase. How? She is sitting on the chair. She is sitting is a clause. On the chair is a phrase. When you put it together, it makes a complete sentence saying she is sitting on the chair. Sometimes in a sentence you may have more than one clauses or phrases. Let's look at this example. She opened the door of her house when they arrived. Okay, it is a complex sentence. Now, what are the parts of this sentence? Let's look at them. She opened the door. Okay, it is clause number 1. When they arrived, clause number 2. Of her house is a phrase. So when we put these two clauses and a phrase together as she opened the door of her house when they arrived, we get a complete and complex sentence. Is that clear? In today's lesson, we learned the meaning of a sentence, a clause, and a phrase. We also learned the 4 types of sentences based on their purpose. So that's it for now. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon to all. For personal online classes, you can visit my website www.speaksmartenglish.com. For any queries or assistance, please feel free to write to me either at my email address contact@speaksmartenglish.com, or you can write in the comments section below. So see you in the next lesson. Till then, happy learning. Bye.